Good morning, everyone. I am finishing the last of my packing here, putting in the last odds and ends, folding up the last items that need to go in the suitcase so I can take them all to the front desk and check them in baggage. And then I will be ready to go to my brunch reservation and then do something. Hit the parks maybe. If I'm full from brunch, if I'm not full from brunch, I might see about going to Port Orleans French Quarter. I'm trying to put something that I need for flying home in a place that is accessible quickly once I come to pick all this stuff up from the baggage claim people. Suitcase is heavy, but that's sort of the way of things. So, yeah, one last lovely tour of the room. Sorry I didn't come back to you guys much yesterday, but I was tired. So, the detritus of the room. As a reminder, be kind to your people who take care of the room. Pick up all your towels. There is no reason they need to bend onto the floor. And if you can, collect them all. Like the washcloths that I used, and the towels that I used, and the floor towel that I used, which you can't see because this camera doesn't really bend. But you stack them all in one space. It's easier. Okay. Yeah, I think we're about to hit time to enjoy the parks. Wow, that was interesting. Okay. So I'm going to close you up so I can check out, get out of here pretty quickly. I'll talk to you soon. So it says that the next bus for me should be showing up in a minute, which is great. Actually, technically less than a minute, unless it's delayed. All I'm doing is taking the bus over to Disney Springs. And then from Disney Springs, I've got a brunch at Summer House on the lake. After we have brunch, then we're going to decide where we want to go. Now, we can't go from Disney Springs to any park, and I've already checked my bags, so I can't use the pool anymore. But what I can do is go to any resort bus, go to that resort, and then go into the park. So if I wanted to go to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, I could go to that loop. If I wanted to go to Magic Kingdom, I could go to one of those three resorts, you know, so I just pick something up that way. I haven't been to Animal Kingdom, and I haven't been, and I like their wall. If I remember correctly, their wall was real pretty for Pride Week, and I haven't been to Magic Kingdom, which, you know, if the ride times keep up the way I was seeing the other day, they were so short. Even in Magic Kingdom, they were really short. So, like I said, we're going to play it by ear. I've got to be back here at 4:30 to get my bags and be ready to meet the vehicle. So from no matter where I am, by no later than 4 o'clock, I need to be waiting for transportation to come back here, because it does take a little bit of time to go around the loop. Like once you get into Saratoga Springs, it's about 10 minutes to get to the Springs main stop. Once I get off here, then it's like 2 minutes or less to drive over to Bell Services, and then they have to get my bags. So 3:30, 4 o'clock is when I'll probably start planning to head back. But that still gives me like 5 hours to do some stuff. Well, brunch and then maybe 3 hours. So we're going to look at ride times. And we'll check in closer when we get there, because the middle of the day will obviously be different ride times. And I want you to see the list. They've started to rearrange things. Yeah, like right now it's 5 minutes for everything. But I did want to try that brunch when I booked it. The longest wait time is Tron at 45 minutes. Now it opened at 9. So it's just now open to people, the general population coming in. I do expect those numbers to go up some. But I still think there are going to be some rides we'll be able to do without too much trouble as we get in there. Woohoo! Really? So, I mean, I also like the safari, but I think by the time I'd get to the safari, it would be way too uncomfortable and hot. And in the shade, it's lovely. Actually, right now it is 80 degrees. There's a breeze though, and it doesn't feel too humid, and that makes all the difference. All right, I also forgot I haven't mic'd up yet, so let me go do that. We'll see you once we get out at Disney Springs. Okay, we finally made it to Disney Springs. It took the full hour. I got to the spot, the bus stop at like 9:08, and at 9:07 I saw the Disney Springs bus driving away. Great. So I rushed as fast as I could. Well, I waited, and then I got the bus that I could get. Nice. There's some little pride markers on some of the stores, which is kind of cool. But suffice to say, then the bus picked me up and then had to go to every other stop in Saratoga Springs, and then went to Typhoon Lagoon before it came here. So I literally walked off the bus at 10 o'clock. Not ideal. Pardon all the bounciness there. We're on bumpy surfaces, so it's frustrating when you cannot make it the speed you need it to go. Because I hate being late. I had if I had gotten through when I was supposed to get through, I'd have been early, and that would have been preferable to being late. So plan ahead, especially if you've got the UCV. You simply cannot go quickly from point A to point B, and that sucks. I can't rent because of the ECV type I got. I can't even get an Uber, because these do not lift up. They do have a little. I'll show you the pride thing they've got. There's their pride marker, which is awesome. See, I'm not the only person rushing to the park here. So yeah, technically, if I was driving myself, I would go to the orange garage because it's closer, and we would come over here. Spurn. You'll notice today, when I have all the time in the world, because I really haven't planned anything, and I'm here at Disney Springs going to have brunch and then just do whatever, the balloon is down. Spurn the balloon. Spurn. If it changes its mind and decides to lighten up, I'll be okay, but spurn. Yeah, it's too windy, so it's not going up. All right, so the Starbucks here is being refurbished. I think they did the one on the other side already, but Summer House on the Lake is that cream building that we're coming up to pretty much right after, so I'm gonna put you away so I can check in, do my thing, and let's have some joyful experience. I want you to notice my view right out that window. Spurn the balloon. Spurn. Okay, back to my meal. Haven't ordered yet. I'm gonna switch back to the food vlog, but had to share that. I may mention it again because it's that fun. All right, so we are now driving over back to the buses, because when you are in the at Disney Springs, you can only get back to the resorts. You cannot get to any of the parks. A long time ago you used to, and then people sort of took advantage of that and would park here, not pay for parking, and then go to the parks in the evening and come back here. So to avoid, pardon me, that, they had to change how they do it, which just makes it really, really inconvenient if you want to come here to get something to eat and then go out to the parks. So that's where I am. I'm hoping, this is a very bumpy ride, but the gimbal, I think, is doing its job. So off we go. And the sheriffs are out with their very, very heavy, dark colored tactical gear looking stuff. Standard stuff, but it's like, that must be painful. We're gonna, closed for weather the entire day. Spurn the balloon. Spurn. Okay. There is a man who is changing his baby's diaper on the bench out here in public. There are restrooms just around the corner. That's really disgusting and makes me not want to sit on any of these benches. Okay. On that note, the one big thing is that this part of the world is public facing. Anybody can walk in from any walk of life, any participation. They can be staying at the resort, they can be locals, they could be driving in for the day. This is a mall, basically. It's a open air, really good restaurant mall. So they get a lot of activity, and there's a theater, and there's a movie theater, and all kinds of stuff like that. So making my way out of this and back into the crazy that's in the parks. Not that any is one better than another, but that's where we are. All right, so I'm going to focus on getting back and picking out a bus, and we're going to just play kind of roulette
of whatever bus has space left, and happy birthday, which bus has space available for an ECV and is there fastest. Because really all I need to do is get to any other resort and then go to Magic Kingdom. And in a perfect world, Contemporary would be the best, because then I can just drive directly to the park. Because I'm going to go to Magic Kingdom instead of Animal Kingdom, I think. Since it's a good to-go day, I didn't need to switch my reservation. I just was able to go. So I thought about hitting the Sephora here to get some of the other materials I need, but the Sephora by me is probably cheaper because they don't have to pay these rents. I'm very happy to see a lot of the Happy Pride signs up for people all over, and welcome all, and we're so glad you're here, and that kind of stuff, and stickers with the Mickey ears. So, all right, I'm bouncing around a lot, and I'm probably making you dizzy. So on that note, we are going to go. I think that's Vera Bradley, yeah. And we'll talk to you soon. So after all of that, we're ending up at Port Orleans French Quarter, because that was really the first bus that was available and taking off. They had space for me. So we're going to go inside, we're going to grab some beignets, and then we're going to head to Magic Kingdom. Because why not? It's my day to do as I want. If you haven't done so already, please remember to like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. And don't forget that I don't have a tagline. Singing, hey ho, a maiden's life, 1, 2, 3. Hey ho, a maiden's life, won't you drink with me?